After a memorable Major League debut, what should the Blue Jays do with Trey Yesavage? Hey everyone, welcome into Long Ball. Rob Wong, joined alongside by Toronto Sun Blue Jays writer Rob Longley. And Rob, I don't think you could have asked for a much better outing from Trey Yesavage in his Major League debut against the Tampa Bay Rays. 5+ innings, 1-run ball, striking out 9 as Rays hitters just look baffled at times. Thinking back to previous ML debuts, I think of Alek Manoah and his dominant start against the Yankees all the way back in 2021, but what did you make of Yesavage against the Tampa Bay Rays?
Yeah, stunning, Rob. It really was. It really was an incredible debut for a guy that has been highly touted for basically all of the season. A kid that's now playing in his 5th level within the Blue Jays system. Started in Florida, went to Vancouver, went to New Hampshire, went to Buffalo, and now to Toronto. Probably knows more players in the organization than anybody else among the entire Blue Jays. But really just lived up to everything we've heard about him, which is pretty amazing for a 22-year-old kid. Obviously, physically, he's a strapping individual. He's 6'4", 225 pounds. Has that crazy over-the-top delivery that just baffles hitters. But you nailed it. You know, he made so many Rays batters look silly as they exited the batter's box last night. And I thought there was some initial nerves, and which you would expect. Making your big league debut. Allowed a couple of hits off the top, and then basically shut them down until the last batter he faced. And along the way, struck out 9, as you mentioned, Rob, including one stretch where he struck out the side in 10 pitches, which was part of 4 strikes in a row. So yeah, an incredible performance. But bigger than that, I think, is it allows the Jays and their fans to dream on what's next for him. After the game, manager John Schneider was pretty cautious in putting up too much effusive praise on him because you don't want to get carried away in that situation, and he certainly wasn't talking about what the next step would be. But there's an opportunity now for him to have 2 more starts before the end of the regular season, and if this kind of performance continues, then you really have to look at what sort of significant role he could play in the postseason. So, so much excitement about this Blue Jays team so far, and another thrilling win. This one went to 11 innings, and the bullpen had a huge night. But it really, seeing a guy like Trey Yesavage debut the way he did, it just further fuels the optimism around this team.
Absolutely. It gives you a lot of hope for not even the rest of the season, but beyond in the future, considering this guy's under team control for quite a long time. So as you said, still unsure as to what the immediate future holds for Trey Yesavage here, as John Schneider mentioned. Now, he did make a start in this one. We have seen him come out of the bullpen for AAA Buffalo. But when you look at the stuff, Rob, and you look at what he was able to do, what do you think is the best situation for a guy like him?
Well, based on the one outing, and yes, it is only one outing, my lean would be starting. Why not? Especially, and we've talked about this, Rob, when it gets to the postseason, generally you're only looking for 5 innings from a starter, and 5 dominant innings ideally. So many teams that have had playoff success have multiple guys in their rotation that can do that. And that kind of stuff that he threw last night through 5 innings, 65 pitches or whatever it was, it completely confounded hitters. Schneider alluded to it after the game that teams are going to certainly do their due diligence and do a fair bit of research on him. There'll be a lot more video out on him now. But until hitters see that action, it's really hard to adapt in game and get up to speed on it. Especially when it's like he'll probably never get to it 3 times through the order in the postseason if they were to go that route. And with the swing and miss ability that he has, we haven't even talked about his splitter last night, which people on social media that know pitching last night were talking about it being one of the best pitches in the game. I mean, that's crazy for a 22-year-old rookie making his big league debut. But if that in fact is the case, and he can sustain that and carry that weapon, that's what it is. It was a weapon into the postseason, then why wouldn't you consider seriously having him as an option to start games?
Well, as we've talked about a lot this season, it's a good problem to have, and the
Yeah.
Blue Jays having a lot of good players and a lot of people performing well is always an easy decision at times, and maybe this one makes it a little bit more challenging. But as I said, a good problem to have if you're John Schneider and the Blue Jays. What do you think should happen with Trey Yesavage? Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. For Rob Longley, I'm Rob Wong. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you on the next one.